Bonjour friends, welcome to Theme Park Guide Productions. Today we are here at, this is my first ever international park. Never been here before. Today we are here at Disneyland Paris Resort, which is actually two parks. So you've got Disneyland Paris and then you've got Disney Adventure World. And so we've got these two different parks over here and I'm very excited to be here. It looks like it is gonna rain though, so that should make things quite interesting. Bringing a little bit of Florida here to Paris. But you know, I've been wanting to come here for so long, and I'm finally glad I'm here today. Today's Thursday, July 30th is when I'm filming this video. So you can see I got my Guardians hat, got my Mr. Toad's Wild Ride shirt, which I've worn to Disneyland last year. This is gonna be a great day. And what's interesting is that the front here is shaped like it's literally a hotel, which is very unique. I've never seen this. Like, this is kind of unique for a Disney park. But let's not waste any more time. Let's head on inside. Just entered the park and we got Mickey Mouse right over here. You guys can't see that. Yep, there's Mickey. It has the same like music as Main Street over back home and at Disneyland, but it is starting to rain, so it might get some rain gear because, like I said, it's supposed to torrentially downpour in about an hour or so, but this is just like light rain. But before we do that, let's go ahead and give ourselves the grand reveal right here of Sleeping Beauty Castle. Wow, that's quite the sight there. Just like back home, that is a beautiful sight. All right, guys, starting off over here in Discoveryland. As you can see right over here, Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain, Vekoma launch coaster. And this is different compared to the other Space Mountain coasters because this one has inversions and it has a launch. So think of it like Rock and Roller Coaster with Space Mountain, which they do have a Rock and Roller Coaster clone over at Disney Adventure World with Avengers Flight Force, which we'll go to later. But wow, look at this, guys. Can't believe I'm finally gonna be riding Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. Yeah, this one's good. And this is actually the third version of the ride. So when the ride first debuted in 1995, it was themed to like Jules and Verne. And then in 2005, it got a renovation to Space Mountain Mission 2, which has a really cool soundtrack. And the third iteration of the ride opened in 2017 with Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. And yeah, so we're gonna start with this one. I feel like this is a good ride to start with. Just got done with Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. Now, I wasn't allowed to film on the ride. I guess filming is not allowed in any of the rides here at Disneyland Paris, so I'm not gonna mess with the Disney park here. However, I will say, good coaster. The launch is great, and the inversions are fun, but my gosh, that thing is rough. Thankfully, I had the vest restraints, so no like head banging, but it totally made me think of Blue Hawk at Six Flags Over Georgia. Actually, even that was smoother than that, but I mean, it was good. Like, I'm debating on if it's the best Space Mountain coaster. It did let me down a little bit with how rough it was, but it was still a good coaster. That launch was spectacular. Like, the best way to describe it, it's if Disney made the Hulk. It's kind of what it is. I know this came out before the Hulk at Universal, but I don't know, it ran like a Vekoma. So we went and had some lunch because it did start to heavily downpour. Kind of early for lunch, but I mean, it is 12:06 right now, but we are gonna go ahead and ride It's a Small World. One thing I'm really curious to see with this version of the ride is if the whole ride is in French. Because like the one at Disneyland and Disney World, like it has different languages and stuff, but also this one has an America section, which is quite fascinating. So yeah, I'm excited to experience this version of It's a Small World and see how it compares to the others. This is pretty cool right here. this is actually the America section. Yeah, they have like the Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Hollywood Center right there. That is really cool. Riding a different version of It's a Small World from other countries, seeing this. Yeah, this just goes to show how much you gotta appreciate all the different countries and culture around the entire world. And out of all football teams, they had to go with the Dolphins. Why? So our next ride is going to be the Snow White ride, which we used to have this over at Disney World, like way back in the day. I was too young to remember. I just remember it being very intense and scary. Don't know if it's the same here at Disneyland Paris. I think Disneyland might still have their ride, but we gotta do it. But yeah, don't even know where the entrance is, but I assume it's right here. They are doing some exterior work to the ride, but yeah. There's the evil stepmother with the poison apples. All right, just did Snow White Scary Adventures. I'm not sure if that's the actual name for the ride, but that is a really bizarre ride. Like, I don't remember much from it growing up, but it was a little scary. Like for younger audiences, like it is a scary ride, kinda. But for me, the best way to describe it, it was just kind of like an acid trip almost. I don't know, but it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, it does not beat the greatest ride of all time. That is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Apparently one of the coolest things you can do is over at Sleeping Beauty Castle, you can actually go through this tunnel and see a dragon. We don't have that back home, so yeah, I say we gotta do it. The 10-year do dragon. Wow. It's going right now. So I can see. Wow. That's impressive. That is insane. Wow. The amount of detail they put into this. That is crazy. Yeah, that is impressive. Alright guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and head over to Disney Adventure World, which is the other park. So it's almost like Disneyland where you've got two different parks in one complex. Like I said, like we got Disneyland Park or Disneyland Paris here, and then you've got Disney Adventure World next door, which is like their California adventure almost. Yep, walking through Main Street again. I'll say this Main Street is quite beautiful compared to like the other main streets, which the other main streets are great too, but yeah, this one definitely beautiful, just like the other two. Here we are guys, Disney Adventure World, or formerly known as Walt Disney Studios. This park was called Walt Disney Studios, but has since changed to Disney Adventure World as they are expanding the park. And this park has been, I know this park has been criticized by the Disney community. A lot of people consider it to be the weakest Disney park, but I do believe this park looks promising and I'm excited to experience it for myself. I do like the entrance though, with the Earful Tower, the Disney Adventure World sign. I think it's gonna be a really good park, guys. Looking forward to it. All right, just made it inside, and this section right here totally reminds me of the Great Movie Ride from back in the day. Like the whole Disney theater sign totally gives off Great Movie Ride vibes. Gosh, I miss the Great Movie Ride. Please bring it back. Wow, that looks beautiful all the way in the distance right there. You can see the new Frozen Land, which opened up this year, which we'll head over there later. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and ride the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror first, which only has a 25-minute standby, which is crazy. Yeah, 25 minutes, that's not bad at all. And wow, look at that thing. Yeah, this came out in 2008, and apparently it's almost like a clone of the one at Disneyland that's now Guardians, but yeah, that looks amazing, guys. I'm excited to get a ride in on the Tower of Terror, one of my favorite Disney rides of all time.
Of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas, you just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Hollywood, 1939. Amid the glitz glitz and the glitter of a bustling young movie town at the height of its golden age, the Hollywood Tower Hotel was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Now, something is about to happen that will change all that.
And here's a look at the boiler room for Tower Terror. This one's also a 2-story, so that's pretty cool over here. But yep, cannot wait to ride this ride, guys. Huge fan of the Tower Terror back home, and I enjoy the Guardians Mission Breakout in California, but let's see how Tower Terror at Paris holds up. Okay, just got to do Tower of Terror, and yeah, that is definitely the best Tower of Terror I've done. Like, it's the same kind of ride that it is back home in Orlando, but it's the same airtime, everything, but the story was way darker. Like, there's this like doll, or it's not this doll, it's this girl. It's this girl that's like talking to you, it's like a ghost, and then it just starts going. Like normally it usually builds up to it, but it just went already. You're dropping. I'm like, what? And then like, of course, you go into the scene where you're like disappearing. Then you go into the hallway scene, and then it does all this stuff, like all the drops and stuff. Yeah, I did not expect that at all. That was incredible. 10 out of 10. By far the best ride that I've done today. Yep, that was Tower of Terror. Just so good. That was incredible. And I'm a huge fan of the one in Florida, but I think that one's been dethroned. And I was debating on it for a little bit too, because I still love the one at home. But yeah, no, that was incredible. But we're gonna go ahead and grab a ride on Crush's Coaster. My family, they're gonna go over to the Frozen area, which I'll meet up there later. But we're gonna get two credits over here. We got Crush's Coaster, then RC Racer. But we're gonna do Crush's Coaster first because I have a lightning lane for that. This one does have pretty low capacity. And so I was like, yeah, I need to get that. Single rider, 55 minutes, and then 95 for standby. So I'm like, you know what? I'll pay the extra money to do lightning lane for this, because I do not need to wait 95 for a smaller scale Mauer spinning coaster. But I do like, if I remember watching this as a kid, I'm like, we need this at home. But yeah, Crush's Coaster. Let's go ahead and get in the line for this. Yeah, see what I mean? When there's even a line for a lightning lane, yeah. That just shows you, like, these Mauer spinning coasters, these get super long queues. So thankfully we're in lightning lane, so it should move a little faster. I usually do prioritize the lightning lane, but yeah, no, this one, I knew this one was going to be a challenge to get on because it's such a popular ride. It's like the Minecart Madness of Disneyland Paris. That's the best way to describe it. Like, Minecart Madness has low capacity and high demand. This has low capacity and high demand. It's like the OG Minecart Madness. Here's a look at the facade for Crush's Coaster. Again, there's a long queue for single riders, so I'm kind of glad I bought that lightning lane. But yeah, no, there's a look at the station right here. It looks pretty cool. Like, it's like you're in the Nemo universe. Like I said, it's only one car with 4 seats, so like I said, like Minecart Madness, it does tend to have a low capacity, but I'm looking forward to this ride. I will talk to you guys once we get off. just got off of Crush's coaster right over here, and that honestly really surprised me. That was way better than I expected it to be, but it could have been because it had been on one of these like Maurer spinning coasters since 2018, which was Laugh Track at Hershey Park. But this was definitely a step up compared to Laugh Track because of the extra dark ride section. Like the coaster itself is very much Laugh Track. Like it's an identical clone, but that dark ride section really made the experience. And overall, that really impressed me. All right, guys, made it over to RC Racer. This is an intimate half pipe style ride, and this will definitely make up for the loss of Georgia Gold Rusher from her, Six Flags over Georgia. Yeah, there it goes right there, RC Racer. This one is a little shorter, but I mean, it's kind of a shuttle coaster, but I'm excited to get on this ride. So let's go ahead and get in line. I will say, while we're at it, this whole area right here totally makes me think of Toy Story Land back home. Like waiting in line for RC Racers totally make me think of that we're waiting in line for Slinky Dog Dash. Just hearing the music, like seeing the Toy Story atmosphere, it's totally making me think of Slinky Dog Dash. Just had a chance to experience the intimate half pipe behind me that is RC Racer, and it was okay. It was okay. It was just kind of like up and down. It was almost like riding an S&S Scream and Swing on a roller coaster. So I mean, it was fun, but it was kind of short, but it was good. At least I got the credit, and that's that. So now we're out of the old school Walt Disney Studios area, and now we're entering into the Disney Adventure World section of this park, and we can look all the way in the distance over there. The World of Frozen, which is the new for 2026 Frozen Land that just opened up at the end of March, and it looks really, really beautiful. At least from here, it looks fantastic. It also got a Tangled attraction right here, Tangled Flat Ride. But this is kind of the start for a big expansion for this park, and that's why they rebranded this park to Disney Adventure World. As you can see, they got some construction going on for another area that they're adding, and then back over there, they're adding a Lion King. Like a Lion King land with a Splash Mountain style ride for the Lion King. So yeah, they got huge expansion going on over here. I didn't realize how massive this whole area is. Like this area is huge. Like I didn't think it'd be super big because this park overall, at least in this section of the park, it's really not that big. Once you get back over here, that is massive. They got a huge lake over here, which is fantastic. Yeah. Gotta get some pics over here. This is a great view.
No, I had 5 jobs. Supervise gardening, inspire joy, avoid melting, test cookie samples, remember crystals.
So next up, we're gonna do Frozen Ever After, and we're gonna do the single rider queue for this one. I haven't done a single rider queue yet today, so this would be a good one to start with. I think this is one of the faster moving single riders. It is 40 right now, but it did drop to 10 minutes not too long ago, so let's go ahead and do it. Just did Frozen Ever After, and single rider only took maybe 20 minutes, which is fantastic. And I gotta say, that's the better Frozen Ever After ride. I mean, the story is the exact same as it is back home, but the boats are different. And what's weird is during the drop, like the final drop, it has a little airtime moment. I'm like, huh? There's an airtime hill on this? So that surprised me. But overall, I thought it was beautiful. Animatronics are great. And yeah, I just thought it was a superior version compared to the one at Epcot. Okay guys, we are now in Avengers Campus, which is the second Avengers Campus I've visited, the other one being in Disneyland in California. But we're gonna go ahead and ride Avengers Flight Force first, which is a clone of Rock and Roller Coaster. Practically the exact same layout, everything. So yes, it is a new credit, but technically I've already done coasters like this because it is a clone. Although I have heard people say that Rockin' is better, but you know what? Like, again, people gave Avengers Flight Force criticism when it first came out, but I've heard it has gotten better. So we'll have to see how it is. But so far, like, this area does feel similar to California. Wonderful to see Spider-Man do his tricks over here. And also got the Hank Pym kitchen. That's pretty cool. Hey, look at this. They got a web slingers ride like they do at Disneyland. Have to come back to ride that, but we gotta go ride Rock and Roller Coaster or Avengers Flight Force. I know, I'm still calling it Rock and Roller Coaster because that's just what I'm used to.
May not ride. Anyone with these conditions will want to opt out now. No one will judge you.
Intense, pas vrai? On fait pas les choses à moitié ici. Continue, Frank.
Before boarding, remove backpacks, hats, and glasses. Once on board, store your belongings on the floor.
Unlike Space Mountain, this has the old gen Vekoma trains, just like Rock and Roller Coaster. So yeah, hopefully it's not too rough. I got back row, and I always say back row and Rock and Roller Coaster is rough. So we'll see how this rides. Just got finished with Avengers Flight Force, and here are my thoughts. First off, I prefer Rock and Roller Coaster, easily. The theming and stuff looks cool. The coaster itself was a little rough. I was in the back row. Definitely rougher here than it is in Orlando, but I just did not get the story at all. I don't know what was going on. Again, didn't watch the pre-show, but it kind of felt like you were flying through space and Captain Marvel and Iron Man. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me, but it was still a fun coaster, but it was a little bit of a letdown. Okay guys, now we're gonna go ahead and ride Web Slingers, 25 minutes for single riders, so I'd say let's do it. I'm not sure how the single rider line functions for this ride, but you know what? I think it'll be worth it.
Comme ce vibranium du Wakanda ou ce fluide extraterrestre dément, on a les particules de Pym et Star Trek. Ça nous permet de développer des trucs incroyables, comme ces petits speederboats par exemple. Regardez, c'est super, ils peuvent même se dupliquer tout seuls. Se dupliquer tout seuls parce qu'ils sont pas croyables.
Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and ride Ratatouille. We're back over in the little area by where Crush's Coaster and Toy Story Land is. We're going to go ahead and ride Ratatouille, which is the original Ratatouille. This came out, I believe, in 2016, because we have the Ratatouille back home at Epcot. I'll be curious to see how this one is like, considering that we are in Paris. Yep, the station and vehicles look exactly like Epcot. So yeah, I already know this is going to be a good ride. Let's go enjoy a ride on Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Just went ahead and rode Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, or Ratatouille the Adventure. I'm not sure how it's pronounced here exactly here in Paris, but that was the exact same as it is at Epcot. However, what's cool is at the exit there's a little restaurant. Epcot doesn't have that, so I'll give Paris credit for that. But yeah, overall, practically the exact same ride. All right, on to Disneyland Paris we go. It was fun, Disney Adventure World. Honestly, I was quite surprised by this park because I know people had criticized this park for not being very good, but I honestly disagree. This park I feel like is a sleeper. Don't sleep on this park if you're a Disney fan. Made it back inside the park. We're gonna go ahead and get a snack because we're all kind of hungry right now and a little dehydrated. It's not as hot here as it would be back home, but I need water. We all kind of need a snack right now. Relax for a little while, so yeah, here's a look at the castle though. It looks fantastic here. Just had myself a delicious crepe and I feel fueled up to finish off here. We really only have got like 4 rides we really want to get on right now, at least 4 big ones. Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril, Big Thunder Mountain, and Phantom Manor. Those are the 4 rides we have left to do, at least in terms of the major rides, and then we'll call it a day. You know, me and the whole family, we're starting to feel a little tired now, but pull through. Only 4 more rides remaining, and at least they're all in the same area, so it shouldn't be too bad in terms of travel and stuff. But our next ride is going to be Pirates of the Caribbean. I almost said Caribbean. We can say it either way. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean is going to be the next ride. This will be the 3rd version of Pirates of the Caribbean that I've experienced. Done the one at Disney World and Disneyland. Disneyland's is, I think, one of the best rides of all time. And I've heard the one at Shanghai is even better. But let's see how the Paris one does. Here's a look at the exterior for Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks really different compared to what you'd see at Disney World or Disneyland. It's like a whole castle, which is super cool. just had the chance to experience Pirates of the Caribbean, and I honestly think it's probably my runner-up version of Pirates. I think it's better than Magic Kingdom, but I still prefer Disneyland. And what's cool about this one is it's the same old like yo ho, a pirate's life for me, same all that stuff, but it has two surprising drops, especially the second one I did not see coming at all. And it's interesting, like usually ends at like the jail cell and stuff, like after the yo ho, but no, you go down that drop, you get blown up, and then all of a sudden you're in the caves again and you see Captain Jack Sparrow. I was quite surprised by that. That's not something I was expecting, but it's unique in my opinion, and overall I liked it. Right now we're on our way to Indiana Jones, and this whole area is totally giving me Tom Sawyer Island vibes. Rest in peace, Tom Sawyer Island. But yeah, no, this place looks so cool. But yeah, Indiana Jones is kind of tucked away from the rest of the park, so we're having to kind of take a little adventure just to get to Indiana Jones. I can hear it. Yep, there's the coaster right there. Yep, I see it right there. I've heard it is pretty rough, so who knows if it's going to be like a good ride or not. But I've heard bad things about this coaster. I've heard it's rough, but you know what? A credit's a credit. A credit is worth it. We gotta do it. And the crazy thing is, I love Indiana Jones. Like, I love the franchise. I love Indiana Jones. I think he's my favorite Disney character of all time. So if this coaster is about as rough as everybody says it is, I'm gonna be so mad. Now, I will say, the theming for this ride looks absolutely fantastic. But I've heard, like I said, I heard it runs like a Pinfari. Here's the entrance. Let's go ahead and get in line. I will see you guys once we get off this coaster. Just got off of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Peril. Here's my thing with this ride. Was it painful? Yes.
Zach has skill issues. He's not cool like me. Hi, it's me, your fave. Zach sucks at riding roller coasters. He's not good with the sauce.
I don't know how my sister didn't get hurt on that ride. That was, look, I don't hate the ride. I thought it was still okay, but that runs like a Pinfari. It's an Intamin coaster, runs like a Pinfari. I don't understand. But the theming kind of carried the ride for me because I still like enjoyed it. The loop was good. It had a really good loop. But it should not be running that rough. But like I said, it was okay. It was okay. But I think it is a weaker tier Disney coaster overall. And I think Indiana Jones deserves a better ride. Okay guys, now it's time to ride what apparently is the best Big Thunder Mountain coaster of all time. But what's different about this Big Thunder Mountain versus other ones is that this one goes underwater and it has an insane finale. So yeah, I've heard great things about this Big Thunder Mountain coaster. I watched videos of this one growing up, so I'm really looking forward to actually getting to experience this coaster and see how good it is because yeah, this thing looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, there it is right there. As you can see, it's in the middle of an island, which is super cool. But yeah, we'll go ahead and hop in line. We'll talk to you guys once we get off the ride. just got off of Big Thunder Mountain, and you can see right here behind me is the Frontierland Shooting Arcade. I didn't realize Disneyland Paris still had one of these, but yep, I agree that lives up to the hype as the best Big Thunder Mountain coaster. That was really good. Like, the coast, like what's cool about this Big Thunder Mountain, like I said, the fact that it's in an island and you go underwater at the beginning and the end is super cool. And then the finale, phenomenal. The fact you're going in pitch black darkness, speeding super fast, that was amazing. Yeah, that was fantastic. And it had the dynamite scene in the third lift hill, which is super cool, just like the Disneyland version. So yeah, that lives up to the hype as the best Big Thunder Mountain coaster. And of course, we gotta end things here at the Phantom Manor, which is Disneyland Paris's version of the Haunted Mansion. Everyone tells me that I have to ride this, and I'm kind of glad we're saving this for last because people say that it's really that good. I believe it. I mean, everyone said Big Thunder Mountain was the best one, and I agree that's the best Big Thunder Mountain, so we'll see if Phantom Manor could be the best Haunted Mansion ride.
You may not believe how beautiful this is. Fantôme Manor a connu des jours heureux, et les temps changent. Now, curious soul, come, I have more to show you.
It was like a stretching rope, no way.
Perhaps you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Hélas, les choses ne sont pas toujours ce qu'elles paraissent. It appears everyone is doomed at Phantom Manor. And notice this. This chamber has no...
Okay guys, just did the Phantom Manor. Everybody's been hyping this ride up for me really hard, but not gonna lie, I still think our Haunted Mansion's the best one. I know it's a big hot take. I do love the facade out here, and I think it's visually impressive, but I don't know, I just love how complete our version is. But this is still, it's visually impressive. I just love Haunted Mansion. Like, this is visually impressive. The story was amazing. Overall, still one of the best rides here at Disneyland Paris. Like, that was fantastic. As we are ending this day at Disneyland Paris, one thing that I gotta say is so weird how it was raining earlier in the day as we started it, and now it's like nice and sunny out. Yeah, weather was definitely a little on the interesting side today, and no way, this is totally like Tom Sawyer Island. Like, this is the Fort and Tom Sawyer Island. Yes. Oh, I miss Tom Sawyer Island, so it's nice to see that Disneyland Paris still has this thing at least. Well, time to say one last goodbye to the Sleeping Beauty Castle as we are making our way out of the Disneyland Paris Resort. Overall, what a fun day. So now we're exiting out, and overall my thoughts on Disneyland Paris Park. I was very impressed by this place. I mean, it's a Magic Kingdom park, so of course it's gonna be phenomenal. Like, Disneyland Park is still my top park of all time. I do love Magic Kingdom. And this, I do feel like of the three Magic Kingdoms, it is the weakest in my opinion, but it still had some phenomenal stuff. Like, the theming here is top tier, operations were on point, and overall just such a great vibe. And that's one thing I just love about these Disney parks is that they do a really good job with like incredible operations, top-notch customer service, which I have seen today. Seen a lot of phenomenal cast members here, and especially one thing I did find interesting too is that I don't really know much French, but a lot of the cast members do here speak English. So if you are coming from, like, let's say the US or even the UK, but you may not necessarily know French, a lot of the cast members here do speak English and they are willing to help you. And that's one thing that I've learned about coming here versus, and then like, of course, comparing to when some like tourists from out of the US go to like Disney World, is that a lot of them may not know English. And it's just like, it's nice to know that the cast members here, they're trained, and some of the ones that, you know, are from, you know, their country, they're able to translate, let's say if there's a language barrier. And so I think it's really awesome that Disney does that. Again, it goes to the 5 keys: safety, courtesy, show, efficiency, and the top one, inclusion. Again, inclusion is extremely important here, and I think Disney does such a good job at that. And I think that was one of the coolest things that I saw today here, especially, like I said, I don't know much French, but that was one of the coolest things I saw is that, again, there's a lot of cast members here. They are trained to use for other languages, not just English, but also Spanish and some other, like I said, that's one thing I really noticed with today was just how well, like, the cast members were able to you know, translate for other languages if they didn't speak French. So I thought that was phenomenal here. And like I said, a lot of the rides were great. So overall, this was a great day here at Disneyland Paris, like I said. My favorite ride for today. So Disneyland Park, I'm gonna say, honestly, this is tough. I kind of want to say Phantom Manor. I'm still gonna say Phantom Manor, even though it let me down a bit because one of my friends, he hyped it up so hard for me. So gotta be a little let down by that. Shout out to you, Maverick. You're the GOAT. But Disney Studios or Disney Adventure World, Tower Terror, easily, which was my favorite ride of the whole day. That was incredible. And favorite coaster on property, I gotta say, Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain takes the cake. Like, my top 3 would be Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain in terms of coasters. It'd be that. Second would be Flight Force, and third, Big Thunder Mountain. And so now we are back at the glorious hotel in the front. And without further ado, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe as well for more videos in the future.
Leave a comment for who's cooler.
Again, I don't understand how in the heck she knows how to avoid any head paint on any coaster.
I know ball.
And apparently I don't know ball. Actually, still beat her on Spider-Man, so I'll take that. I still beat you on Spider-Man. Ah! Yeah, don't forget to comment below. What are your thoughts? Have you been to Disneyland Paris? And so, what's your favorite ride? Also, don't forget to check out Theme Park Guide Productions as well, and all social media platforms. Linktree will be in the description below. See you guys next time, and as always, you are clear for dispatch.